There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here the parents of them. The welcome and life we have here.
I live
Master.
Play Paris, who make you again Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina get as say my yamo. And yes, I know money, and more I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise from best. The world with my life we have here. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Vancouver, Bombay, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwater, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Sorry. So yeah, again, good evening to all of you, our listeners, our viewers. Those of you who always support us. Those of you who are supporters, indeed, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Those of you who also, you all also follow us, even though you don't let us like that. That's the beauty of life. For me, as long as you are doing good for Liberia, that won't matter. As long as you are not worshiping any politicians, that won't matter to me. Because why? You myself, one day will be dead and gone. That's why when you listen to this pastor, that's the only thing that I like from all the these kind of a pastor preaching here and that. The only thing I like from I take from him. That's it. Time is going. When will you manifest, especially Liberians, especially Liberia? When? Time is going. No time. No time already. No time. But you stay there, you're still wasting all of your energy, you're still wasting all of your time, you're still wasting all of your life. You are corrupting people, you are eating people's eyes, you are doing all kinds of things. where there no time, you know. So that's why the little time you have, you make good use of the little time that you have, you know, because no time. People, let's share the show. Yeah, it will be interesting. Today is the second day in a 12-month. Please share the show. Those of you who are watching, share the show, like and comment. So many things happening, so many things to talk about. But again, I hope all is well with all of you. Yeah, don't be deterred by some of the politicians, their behavior. I know sometimes it gets some of you worried about your country, the way they are proceeding, the way things are going. And sometimes it makes it look like, well, no need for me to even waste my time on these politicians anymore. And again, some of you, some of the politics, sometimes it make you happy. For you, you just want to be happy. You know, they have some song. I just want to be happy, happy, happy. You know, so for you, whether the politicians that develop your country or not, whether you have spent more than 20 years now into the entire process, where they know here and take for you, you just want to be happy. Go out there, marry, make, they build political party headquarters for you, or the backgrounds. You go there, you marry, make it. Maybe if it's possible, you find a lady, say where. Yeah, man, these people too interesting. And that's the fact though. Most of our people, they always want to, you know, go to the kind of event, you know, and just get a list everywhere, do all kinds of things and back to back. But again, we have so many things to talk about, people. The letter coming from the ANC also, yeah, you know, very, very strong letter also coming from the ANC, the budget hearing, the claims and counter, you know, wherever there's money. Especially for Liberians. Nothing can finish from there. So there's always claims and counter claims. Who's supposed to do the budget hearing? Who breaking the law? Who not breaking the law? Who interpreting the law? People don't want to accept their wrongdoing. There's so many things. But again, let's move. Share the show, people. Mo will soon be here with us. Mr. Connor will join us. Brother Ali, let me see quickly. Let me see our best to send the link around. But Ali will also be here with us this evening. So many political groundbreaking here, and I think we'll just take one day on the world groundbreaking issues, because I'm also getting unconfirmed reports that the former ruling party, they are also claiming their Archimekore in Bon County. And yeah, so your breakground, the only thing you want to make the ground to sink. Or if you pushing, you want to create earthquake for some of us. Okay, the only thing I will say to you, you're breaking. So the breaking of ground, the homecoming, those you know, so many things. Yeah, you know, our people, it's not easy. But the brand butter issue is the major one, and the president again on today. I think this meeting is the 5th meeting, right? I stand to be corrected to those of you since this year. I don't know yet whether this meeting that we held this morning in Bome County by the president or the cabinet meeting will be the last for the year. I don't know yet, but I think if you calculate the reporting together, I think this meeting is either the 4th or the 5th. So on today, the president again have some cabinet meeting, a meeting with his lieutenants, and you know, yeah, you talk a lot of things. We got to create job. Yeah, coming to the Syria partners, more. Oh God, Lord, the country indeed interesting. One person, look, you cannot make a certain group of people rich, then you make certain group of people poor. And there where when you read that ANC letter, you will see that the politicians, they are the only group of people that enjoy. They continue to enjoy the country. Yeah, that's the fact. So, yeah, share the show, people. The show will be hot. The show will be interesting. Without even going to politics, who is a good all kinds of things. Then the STEM, is that the solidarity, right? Yeah, STEM. STEM said that December 17 protest. Oh, it's STEM. In fact, I don't know what you may call, what kind of name, sir, what kind of the other protest by them, by the COP, by then on this day, you know, I posted that and I shared that on my page that on this day, December 2nd, 2019. Is that 2019? Yes. 2019, the COP by them. Yes, indeed, the government of Liberia by then headed by our former football legend, President George Weah, but then the knowledge, the COP protest, yeah, we are stepped down. Yeah, we are stepped down campaign by the no, the country is interesting. You know, the politician, something I look at. That's why when I look at some of our brothers and sisters who are insulting each other just for the politicians, yeah, some of you, something, maybe something happened. Yeah, yes, my brother, yes. Indeed, we will look at the budget, the bread and butter issue is a major issue. Let me be frank. That's why some of us, when we come on the platform, we don't come, or in fact, we don't joke. Because no matter how you want to paint the quota, no matter what kind of paint you use on what kind of ministerial complex, the best paint is the bread and butter painting, or the paint that you will give the citizens is the best one. That means the bread and butter. So you can paint anything you want to paint, you paint. How many will be hungry? The people say energy is it is the ability to do work. But you want for Mabon to be hungry here and talk? Well, no, I won't talk. And we go through a lot. Let me be frank, like even the media is struggling. And yeah, you know, it's not easy. But thank God that the president, you know, every time when the lieutenants of the government, whenever they talk, the president just can say no. The thing people are saying that the right thing. So the bread and butter issue is major. We got to create job. So me, I'm waiting for how to create a job. Yeah. Well, anyway, Mark is here. My brother, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. What's up, my dear brother?
I'm Mabon. What's up to the listening audience of Sktv? Today we got a lot of stuff to cover. I don't know if the time will even permit us because there are a lot of interesting in-depth topics that are available today on the menu for Sktv. And I got a special message to the media and to the people in Liberia. You need to step on your game. When you come to be a journalist, you got to come with specific kind of a skill set to be effective in your job. You need to learn how to listen. You got to learn how to do research because you are almost like the gatekeeper for the society. You are the one that bring information and explain it to the people out there for the listeners to understand. And when you go to a press briefing or some kind of a press release or you're listening to an interview, you got to understand the argument first, the premise of the argument that the interviewer is making, and specific question that will be centered around what that person is saying. You don't just go there, you put your phone before people, and you can't even ask basic questions. You cannot even get the logic of the argument. That's what happened to the Dillon press conference. They are all sitting there. They are not asking the right question. They don't know. He keep playing jackrabbit, like I said, political tricks, and he keep doing gotcha game with them, and not a single one of them could literally understand what he was saying. But we're getting that later, and I just saw something from the ANC as well, and they leak audio or letter coming from the front page article, the public procurement law, and how the president override. I want to tell you, you are being controlled by a bunch of criminals. Whether you call it that way or not, you can choose any fancy terminology. In Liberia, we have a money laundering institution posting as government, but they are all criminals. They are not interested in bringing jobs. They're not interested in bringing investment. All they are interested in, go out there, look for criminals company with shady character, do business with them to get kickback and bring it to Liberia and take your money in the millions of dollars. I mean, I can't believe that the president will want to override or deal that the PPCC, the public procurement people, will deny because of the companies, and this president want to override that decision. But more to follow. Let me stop there. I don't want to get ahead of myself before getting the show.
I know, Mark. I know. In fact, thank you, my dear brother. Today the show will be more interesting. These are things that that continue to make us to fail, especially when it comes to the issue of the rule of law. Because if you continue to disrespect your own rule of law, who's going to respect it? So indeed, more you are quite correct. And it's past, I think, about 2 or 3 minutes ago on Front Page Africa. I think when they posted that on their page, where they stuff quickly, we'll also play that. But again, Brother Ali is here. Ali, good evening and good afternoon, good morning. What's up? Ali? Well, so it's like Aliu is a little bit busy, but again, Mark, you are quite correct. So these are things that we'll be looking at today. With that, saying the dialogue is not thing. I was somewhere more when we were having our press conference, and you are quite correct. So let's just start with Senator Dallas, then we'll move forward because no time to waste. Yeah, so those of you who are also watching, please share the show because we don't really have time, so we just keep, in fact, we're not kicking the show.
Let's do the ANC letter first because the Dylan thing is complicated. It will take more time. Then we can do it during the second half of the show, just before we get to the callers, or before we take the news break. We will touch on that because it will take at least close to half an hour to go through it because there are so many moving parts and so many contradictions coming from himself. So send the media and the so-called press board, they were now alert enough to ask the question. Maybe we'll bring you on SKTV and break it down point by point so the average librarian out there can understand what's going on when it comes to the institutional conflict or the constitutional uncertainty that Temability called it to be. And he even challenging him to take it to the Supreme Court because according to him, he believed that a concession is the same as when it comes to revenue hearing, when it comes to the budget. So I don't know. He getting himself even more confused, thinking that he explained this stuff. But like I said, not a single one of your so-called journalists were able to ask the tough questions. So maybe we will dive into that after the first 30 minutes. So we can start with the ANC letter here. I don't know if... And from there, we can go to the public procurement stuff and the PPCC that the president is trying to. But it's still an allegation because it says a leaked document. So we don't have all the details. But they got a physical copy, so I know they won't be lying because if they never had their ducks in a row, I don't think they'll be publishing the story or coming up with an excerpt from the story itself. But we will get into that later. So let's get going with the first topic of the day, maybe. You can pick up the ANC letter. What you make of it?
So yes, Mark, I think you got to if you have it there with you. Yeah,
okay. It's very short. United is a press release that came out today from the office of the Secretary General from the Alternative National Congress. I mean, thank God they are following recommendations from SKTV about consistency and talking about the most important thing. We don't want to hear from you once every 6 months because you believe election is 3.5 or 4 years away. No, you got to be consistent when you call yourself an opposition, like what we've been seeing from the CMC. Yeah, we can make the case that the CMC is new on the block, but they have been consistent. They are in the news, and I think it's irritating DeLong because he accusing the chairman that he just want to be in the media for being the media's sake. He want to be seizing the narrative out there, but that's why they call you an opposition. When you are opposition, you're not a nice guy. You are there to hold the government feet to the fire. So I don't have any problem with Chairmanability or the CNC coming in the news all the time. We want to have this kind of a discussion. But there's what the letter says. It's very short. I don't know. They will consider the letter or press release or whatsoever it is. It said the Alternative National Congress expresses profound disappointment with the continued failure of Unity Party-led government to address the urgent bread and butter issue, rights issue facing ordinary librarians while instead channeling time resources, political energy into acquiring, expanding the party headquarters around the country at a time when countless librarians are struggling with rising prices of commodities or employment, failing health sector, deteriorating infrastructure, and stagnant economy. The Unity Party administration has chosen to focus on securing political real estate rather than providing real solutions. The alarming prioritization exposes the government increasingly out of touch with the daily hardship of its citizens. The Alternative National Congress found it deeply troubling that instead of championing policy to uplift family from poverty, strengthen the livelihoods of market women, create jobs for young people, or stabilize essential commodities, the Unity Party primary achievement appears to be the expansion of its own political footprint. This is not governance, it is self-serving politics at the expense of ordinary people. While librarians cry for relief, government officials continue to enrich themselves through unchecked allowances, unnecessary overseas trip, inflated contracts, and opaque financial dealing. The administration refused to confront economic hardship based on hardship head on shoulder, a glaring lack of leadership, compassion, and quite simply lack their know-how. Liberia did not vote for a government that will put party interests above the national well-being. The ANC therefore called on the Unity Party-led government to redirect its attention towards policies that meaningfully address poverty and food insecurity, joblessness, and the collapse of public service, water, etc. Water is scarce. As the dry season has come, LEC has started rationing electricity due to low power supply, Liberian investment in people, not in political structure designed to enrich a ruling party. The Liberian people deserve better. They deserve a government that works for them, not the one that enrich themselves while citizens struggle to survive. That's it in a nutshell. So what the ANC is saying, you have misplaced your priorities. They are expanding their political footprint. You know, United Party is getting ready for an election. They're not interested in governing. But like I said, it's up to the people. When these things are happening, it's how you interpret them. But I don't want to go in detail. Maybe Ali, you can make your
own so Ali can go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Mayborn. Good afternoon from my end. Good afternoon, Brazilian Monk and our listening audience and followers. Glad to be here again today. Yeah, that is it. The Unity Party, and I continue to ask what are their major priority right now, because we have seen 2 years of their administration. Nothing we have seen in the 2 years, I can say, had ended almost going to 3 years. Maybe the third year of their administration will see that major priority. You see, because these people, what we are seeing is not what we expected to see. But again, American to auto manage our expectation. So those of whom who had a high expectation that, oh yes, the Unity Party were coming to change things, I think they need to manage their expectation, as American told them, and we are seeing it today. The ANC, I think, yes, like Mo said, they are listening to us, because it is not something that when you say as an opposition to put the government feet to the fire, you will come, you speak. After 4-5 months again, you come, you speak. This is something that had to be done consistently. You had to be consistent in doing this. We saw when the Unity Party, when they are in opposition, how they can hold on to things. And today, what is this government priority? When you say 8 people want to come and question you, they want to say this. And looking at the budget today, then we continue to say you can increase your country budget and then you still get people struggling, people still suffering. Then what the essence of increasing your budget to 1.2 billion just for government officials? So it is so sad. And today they want budget, now we see the torso that only these other people, they going to send it, represent the House of Representatives say no, it's supposed to go there. Because this is all about, I can say, budget manipulation. And this is the fight I see now in the whole budget issue, because they send it to themselves. When the budget go to them, what they want to implement, they will go on. And when you go to the House of Representatives, it's all about budget manipulation. You see, well, the ANC, yes, you guys are doing extremely well. This is what we want to see. The opposition, you don't have to be dormant. You have to stand up. You have to speak. Even we know the government is not going to listen to you, but you speak to be on the record for tomorrow. Okay, before tomorrow, you go to people, they say, oh, where were you people when we were going through hardship, when we were drowning by the Unity Party government? You speak. Whether the government listening, they don't listen, but the records are there that when these things were happening, you people came out and you spoke against it. So for me, I appreciate that, and that's a good first step for the opposition. Yes, the ANC.
Wonderful. So yes, more to that. I think it's about turning on all Liberians instead of just waiting and say, okay, yeah, let's give people time, because time wait for no man. For me, that's what I always say to people, that time wait for no man. So the time you will be taking to give to someone, even a day, it is important in men's lives. So to see us continuing to say to ourselves, let's give people time. Let's give people 6 years of our lives. Let's give people 9 years. All of these things that for me, I see most of these things are complete waste of time. So to the ANC, yes, I think it's not only about talking now. ANC, they had to come out, go to various radio stations, and make sure that a lot of people be informed about all these things that are happening. Because, Mark, everything that they listed there is just fact. And this morning, the president even alluded to that. The president agreed that, oh, yes, indeed, we had to create jobs for our people. We had to create jobs. Things are not fine. No matter how you want to put it, no matter how you want to do it. Look, the Unity Party-led government, that's why my brother just stated that, oh, yes, in fact, it's 2 years, they gave them to work. Starting from there, they will be questioning them as to their own thing that they come up with. These campaign messages that they use, these campaign messages that they sell to their own people, that, oh, yes, our children will not sell anymore in the street. Children will not be able to, in fact, children have to be in school. They will not be out of school during the school hours. Today, where are we today? You have the group of 77. They are there. They're all in the streets. Children holding them day and night. My brother, during school hours, you will see the little kids, some of them 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, just like that, holding their mom, their dad, their uncles, their relatives, just to survive. That I don't speak for them that indeed that things are not right. Because if people of that kind, if government are able to even take care of them, then what happened to even we that even we would even 100% okay. So I think the government had to do more, and the president already stated that in fact they had to create jobs. But for me, more, I think that would be my follow-up question to you: how that going to happen? How they going to create a job, or are they buying time, or are they doing this job for political talk, or maybe for political time, or actually come more?
Well, the thing here is, before we get to that, the one thing we must applaud them for coming up with this letter. But you know, it's one thing when you get a message, and another thing about the method of execution. In Liberia, where people don't read that much, Liberia are not noted to be readers. We don't read. How many Liberians you can count and say, "Oh, I've been reading like throughout the year"? No, we are not people who read extensively. So when you come out with press releases, what you need an aggressive talker. And you need a team of surrogate that will be in the media. It don't necessarily have to be the political leader. Yeah, that's one of the things I've been seeing from the CMC. They got a bunch of surrogate. They got their own show. They are always in the news. Okay, yeah, you can say it's politics. They're always in the news, but they know exactly what you are doing. You don't get results from things that you do once in a while, right? Occasionally. You get results from things that you do consistently. It must be consistent. And they press release it. No, this kind of a tough message. You want people hearing it on the radio. You want your political leader out there saying it. Because we keep saying it. Nothing has changed. Because in the man of Unity Party, you believe that when you pay one overpass or when you cut ribbon or you bring some bunch of scrap rotten bosses, they believe that they are making progress. But the most important are the bread and butter issue: poverty, food insecurity, joblessness, the collapse of public service, investment. We are not saying nothing. And those are the things we are going to join Unity Party by. Whether you can pay your overpass to the ministerial complex or whatsoever, no, we are not. Nothing we call them pet project. They are not policy that will transform the ordinary person's life. Yet, it's not a bad thing, but equally so in terms of transforming. And that's what the ANC people are saying. When we talk about transforming the ordinary man's life, I'm talking about politically, how, and economically. But that's what we're talking about. So we're looking at poverty, we're looking at food security, we're looking at joblessness, employment, we're looking at the collapse of social services. These are the things that will judge you by. So you can be all there all you want. You can play the politics and believe that a lot has changed. As far as we are concerned, based on the present issue in the country, nothing has changed. And nobody in Unity Party can tell me everything that I just named or whatsoever that was mentioned in the ANC or communication or the letter out there to say that something has changed. Matter of fact, we just got a leaked document that the president is overriding the PPCC when it comes to procurement law, that they want to get kickback. So you cannot even make an argument. But that's why Sktv is here for. We will keep doing the job. We will keep explaining it to our people. We will play our part. We are not here for the politics. That one, the method of execution or how you try to send your message out there, whether it's by radio, whether it's a surrogate, whether it's by letter, it's up to the political leader and their surrogate. For us here, we are here to give information to the listening audience. So we are not into the politics. You can play the politics. We are just saying, if you want to play the politics, then do it the right way. You cannot be off and on. So maybe, I don't know if you got any other question, but I just wanted to address that.
Yeah, so thank you, Mark. I think to that, yeah, quickly, 30 seconds, my job to that. Also, the other ANC, let me say thanks to them and thanks to the CMC also, for holding the government feet to the fire. That's the best thing that all we can do. So, Mark, I think in that letter also they talk about political parties. How come now political party headquarters are becoming out of the day instead of being schools, trade schools, or maybe creating the kind of more training center, and for our young people, they're not becoming like political party headquarters competition.
Well, I'll you go. I think you can answer that question. I will follow up. You go. I guess we're talking.
Okay, like maybe you are talking about the president talking about creating jobs. How many times you have heard this from the president or his cabinet retreat or whatsoever? He always talking about creating jobs. They need to create jobs. If they don't create jobs, people will go to their offices, people will go to their houses. This is why I say everything about the president, his speeches are just contradiction, deception, and making mockery out of the Liberian people. You can be talking about creating jobs when you are not putting no policies in place. What are you doing to create job in the country? Nothing you are doing about it. You will just come and say, we need to create job. We need to create job for people to go and clap for you. Oh yeah, the president is talking about creating job. What are you doing? We talking the city, they don't say it. Like Monje said, you can even say build a last overhead bridge or whatsoever. The Liberian people, you promise them job. That when you can, you will give them job, they will be able to send their children to school, they will be able to pay their children wise fee, they can do whatsoever they want to do for themselves. They don't tell you the same thing. George, we have built this road. The people walk on the road, they voted for me. Because why? He couldn't tackle the bread and butter issue of the Liberian people. What is the bread and butter issue? They put one job. Like I saw this other Yobi Kanga Bear Boy, who is now deputy minister, talking to Senator Snow. Senator Snow is telling them about building party headquarters instead of addressing the bread and butter issue of the country. While Senator Snow went and donated 10,000 United States dollar to CDC party construction, instead of him solving the bread and butter issue of the people of Bombay County, you want to compare Senator Snow to that of a sitting government or president who promised the Liberian people job. What the logic you see in that? Like I said yesterday when we were closing Mayborn, you talking about creating job instead of competing with CDC, building party headquarters. The fundraising you are doing, you are failing rule of law. Investors cannot come to the country. Do fundraising, use that money, build factories, create jobs for the Liberian people. What did you learn from Madam Sktv? Her first 6 years, she did well. Her second 6 years, she messed up. You want to be re-elected for the 2-year-old experience came to power. Use your first 6 years, deliver for the Liberian people, and see if opposition will even be thinking, if Liberian people will be thinking about gravitating to opposition to bring them to power to kick you out. This is why you promise the people at your age. What do you want again in life? You see? But they think talking about party headquarters, as I said, a CDC was never going to be evicted from that property where they were. If they were to buy that place, you were never ever going to hear Unity Party talking about building party headquarters across the country. But because CDC were evicted, and they say, okay, we're coming to build party headquarters of our own instead of going to rent. So now Unity Party is a slap in their face, being a 42 or 43 years old party that being existent. They were evicted, all their property were seized. They couldn't afford to pay thousands of dollars to pay for their rent. And to see CDC being evicted, they are coming to build party headquarters. No, it's a shame. We had to compete with them. This is not the bread and butter issue of the Liberian people by building party headquarters. CDC, they are in opposition. If they want to build party headquarters all around, it's up to them. But you, the ruling party, you cannot be competing with opposition. To whom bring is giving sense is expected, man, Unity Party. You're too old for this.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah, quick
one. The question again, because I got lost in my screen of thought when Ali was
about building of political party headquarters instead of building the life of the people, or in short, instead of building training centers for the young people, even though there are some kind of posts that are also talking in about Senator Amar Kone also when talk about sending how many young rescuers at that time, to work in the country, but I don't know what that's even came to, or maybe. In fact, whether there were any information more about that. But anyway, that's not the issue. The question is, what are building political party headquarters? It is maybe that's the major reason that Liberian people voted for this government, or to better their lives.
Well, the Liberian people, they said they don't know what they want, because when you want certain result, you got to know who must be able to deliver that result. That's the problem in Liberia. You can go and pick your political leader or whatsoever, or your political party. Yeah, you can say you for the rescue mission or you for the pro government. The question is, the people you are voting for, are they capable of delivering the result that you want based on the pre-existing realities on the ground? The reason one key word I took from the ANC or letter is you lack the technical know-how, and that's the truth. I heard it from Clarence Moluba, I heard it from the Simon Freeman, I heard it from Chairman Belete. This president is not capable. You can get him in the next 10 years. He's not capable of delivering on the result that you want because he does not have that skill set. Maybe when you want to take people out of poverty, it takes long-term planning and vision. It takes smart government policy, because it means you got to create a condition wherein people will get better over time. That's a skill set. When we talk about food security, it means you got to be strategic in investing in agriculture bank. Maybe you got some kind of project all over the country. You got huge investment. That's another thing. When we talk about joblessness in this 21st century now, even in advanced country, jobs are hard to come back these days because we got technology, we got artificial intelligence, things are changing around the world. So to create job for someone, it takes a specific skill set in terms of business to be able to create a job for someone. Joseph Baga cannot do that in 1,000 years. The second thing, they talk about investment. The government cannot bring investor because to come overseas and convince a businessman to come and do business in my country, like I said, everything that require to change Liberia takes a particular skill set. And for the past 2 administrations, I could put Joseph Baga and George Weah in the executive mansion at the same time. And I can go in 10 years, they won't be able to deliver any of the issue the ANC or any other political leader is raising out there because the 2 leaders don't have the skill. Remember, if I take you to a basketball game and you don't have a basketball skill set, do you think you're capable of winning a basketball game on my behalf? Okay, that's it. You don't have poverty, or joblessness, investment, food security. You don't have those things. You don't have the skill set. You don't have the vision. So it doesn't matter who you put there. If you don't have the skill set, the Liberian people will not get a result. They will keep looking for that person until they can consciously decide to bring a leader who understands this thing to start making progress in those areas. Until then, it will be the same old story. That's why United Party is not focusing on governing. They expanding their political real estate, because what they are doing now, all the political party headquarters will just be strategic, or how they call it, or strategic headquarters for coordinating campaign-related activity. Ain't no reaching out to voters, going out there. That's exactly what they are doing. So for now, they are not interested in giving you results because they know in Liberia, the voters, their heart is stronger than their brain. They would prefer being in poverty and voting for the wrong person because of the party and political party loyalty than looking at the result that the president is delivering. Remember, if I'm giving you a 6-year term and you are 2 years into the 6th year, you can't even give me a clear indication as to where you want to take the country. What makes you think you will be focusing on the politics now than trying to deliver the result? Because when you're delivering the result, the politics will take care of itself. When you are doing the job, the people will see it and they will vote for you. But if a president will abandon governance just to score political points, then it means he himself knows that he's not doing better. And that's just why it is. So it's up to the voter. Everything comes down to the voter, but nobody else.
Well, that good, Mark. Actually, you just said it, and that's just the fact, because most of our people, sometimes they don't even care about their own lives, because what they care about is some of the political parties, like as stated in our beginning part of the show, that most of our people, they go to some of the political rallies just because of entertainment, just because of what they can get, sometimes for t-shirts. Some of them, they fight over t-shirts and so forth. Can you imagine that people are fighting over t-shirts instead of fighting over their life getting better and the life of their children, the life of their family member? Because mind you, Mark, with all of the things that we're all talking about today, even if you build maybe 100 political party headquarters across the country, let's assume, and if you disappoint the people, do you think that the people, the political party headquarters, do you think that that you even see people there, or maybe people will even want to even go there to even associate with the political party that have been fielding the people? I would say no. Because
before you go far, there is an article in the Front Page Africa that they published today about the fundraiser. I don't know what, in Nimba County or West.
Yes, Nimba County.
Where people are already calling it a failed government because there were more public officials attending the regular people who voted for the Unity Party, because they can see
that also happened in Bon County.
Yeah.
That alone is a sign to them that people are not interested in building political party headquarters, more especially for them as a ruling party that came to rescue the people. What the essence, what we party headquarters do for the people that voted for you. So if there were people that had that sense, they need to start making 360-degree turn and start competing and focus on the bread and butter issue. That's just the first slap in the face. So they need to start thinking wisely.
It's in Ghana, right? Let me get It's a policy. Ordinary citizens also believe that overwhelming support represents an investment in leadership that will be repaid through development, the access and job opportunity for many. The silence of the fundraiser hall echo a sense of betrayal and unmet expectation. Nobody will tell you. You will figure it for yourself. You know, people always talk about, oh, the voters not educated. No, you don't need education when you can see things. That's why you got common sense. You got a common brain. You don't need to go to school to make rational decisions. You live in a country, nothing happening for you. Every time you hear about big budget, nothing there is inclusive of you there, nothing to elevate your life. And you think that by going to a party fundraiser or throwing block on your head to go and be a party headquarters, yeah, be there. You can get it. You know, one thing, the Liberian people think when some of us talk about the reality, they think by doing the right thing means they are doing us a favor. It's up to you. It's your call to make. That's what they call it democracy. If you think they are doing better, give them another 18 years of your life or 12 years. It's up to you. But the question is, don't be the one complaining about result when you keep making irrational and dumb decisions. Because like I said, you could get Joseph Boakai 100 years. The skills that are needed to transform Liberia, he doesn't have it. It don't matter how long he stays in the executive mansion. It will only be one pet project after another. The same thing we saw with the previous administration. It's not that they don't want to deliver, they just don't know how to do it. And when you don't know how to do something, you cannot get results in a particular discipline. That's why when you go to school, you can take 13 subjects. At the end of the day, you will zoom on one to make it your area of expertise because you want to know how to deliver. That's what's happening. You keep electing people who don't know how to give you the result that you need. So that all Liberia needs. The right leader will give you the right result. Until then, business as usual.
And that's the fact, Mark. Business as usual. That's why now we now turn into building our political parties headquarters here and there, bar to bar. They are not becoming serious competitions.
Yeah.
People are not raising money. But the only thing in all of these things, Mark, most of the people who are quiet, because mind you, all of the people will come out to speak, and all the people will come out to talk. But time for decision making, we have, or in fact, we are saying that because even for this government to even win the CDC, that was some of we can sort of talk behind the scene. To win the most or in fact, someone who Liberian claim that in fact is popular, to beat him flat, that tells you that that group of Liberians, it's not just the thing that they're doing participate. No. There were people who put their neck, who put their businesses, who put their life on the front line and say, yes, we will battle the government until we get the government out of power because the way they are treating our people. Number one, you have people like Henry Costa. You have people like Yeka Koruba. You have so many of these people. But today, most of the people, they are no longer talking. You're not seeing them. They are quiet beside Yeka Koruba, who is moving back to back. Even Martin Collins right now is both sides in trying not to be like, okay, yeah, let me be. So more for me, when it comes to decision making, I will not say to you that yeah, maybe our people they may go this way or maybe that way, because I know how they make decisions. I know some of them how they think. I know some of them how they react to things. So again, yes, that's the beauty of life, legislated a democracy. But on a very serious note, I think our country, Monk, we are not going nowhere soon, because now I'm about to play the latest one about the president and that the PPCC and that of that National Citizen ID card that Front Page Africa just posted on their Facebook page. In fact, they just talked about that, so we'll also talk about that quickly. But again, people, that's a society that talk, that let's speak out. Then, one more another thing before I play the video, but are you?
Maybe you see, this whole issue for me, the government, like I said, and I will always say it, Joseph Boakai could have been one of the best presidents ever in Liberia. He been around 42 years in government. He know the challenges the country is faced with. But today, like most of the time, people will always say the president will come with the mindset, but they are surrounding people who surround them are the one that destroy them. And I think Joseph Boakai should have known better. If you had the mindset for the country and you surround yourself with people that are destroying you, I think you need to get rid of some of these people so you can deliver what you promised. But Joseph Boakai himself don't have no agenda. He had no policy in place. And this is why the government is where it is today. You can continue talking about creating jobs. Saying you took office, you have said this over and over, but nothing you are doing about it. Maybe he coming to tell Jeremiah Kun again to go and check what's going on, because everything was saying Jeremiah Kun. At the end of the day, nothing had changed. So that's just it in the
Devon,
country.
the statement Ali just made, that's a cliche in Liberia, but that's a crazy argument. It make no goddamn sense. You know, when people tell you that, oh, the president got good intention, but the people around him are the one that made him to fail, that's a lie. It means the president doesn't have a clear vision, because a president is like a coach of a team. You got your winning strategy. When you have a winning strategy or clear strategy, you will know the players to select that will make you to achieve that outcome, right? That's just how it is. It's like the supervisor. So when you tell me the president is doing okay, but the president had good intention, but the people that surround it means that the president was not fit to be president. That's just what it means, because it means he doesn't have an idea. When you know where you are going, you will know the team to build that will take you there. So when you tell me that the people around me, they are the one that are causing me problem, that's a lot. It means you never came up with a clear vision. You don't know where you are doing, you don't know where you are going. That's just what it means, because some with a clear vision and a clear
as you said, or coach, when you go in, you know you want to go and win this game. You know the amount of players that you will select.
Yes.
The first half to put them on the team, so that at least second half, if you just go for first half, you see there was no improvement. Then you know who there to bring second half. Yeah. So that's just it. The president has no vision.
Let me go to that because I think that Monk are also making some points here. But let's move back to that, Monk. Let's see, because most of our leadership or most of our governance system here, that has been wrong. That sometimes most of the people, we will always say, oh yeah, you know, this person is good, but at the end of the day, the people around there sometimes are always seizing the power. Okay, Mark, we've been hearing some of the news alleged that the late Mr. Grisby, may his soul rest in peace, was the one that was in charge of the government. Allegedly, though, that was the information that in fact, even the rescuers. That's what they were saying around here, that yes, if I let the president make it and dismiss it, so we can get our government back. No, sometimes you don't easily overload most of these things, because the president or maybe the president may be good, but the people who are supposed to implement most of these things, they will always want to deviate, like they want that we're bound to play, because we don't know exactly as to how all of these things happen. That someone will just carry a document to the president, and the president will just maybe agree to that document or maybe sign to that document. And this can happen more. For example, you can see me and say, okay, maybe my man has some 10,000 out for you. And I don't even know where that money comes from. First of all, you know, there are people who don't easily ask. And you give me the money. I finish only waiting to me, my man. I have some OPS. Now from that OPS, there where I get the money from. Mom, do you think what am I going to do again? So, you know, I get the money back to you and refuse and say no because of the kind of thing that I'm already into it, or to already been maybe into the web. And that's how our system has been more times in, times out. That's why today you see the backwardness of our society. It comes from the head all the way down, or sometimes it comes from down all the way up. That's how it just looks like. But
no, that's what I'm telling you. Is a cliche that they develop in Labrador to give you mediocre result and to justify why they are not qualified for the job. Because, like I said, the president, that's what they call the president, the chief executive. He's the one that set the agenda. He's the one that set the tone. The agenda the president will lay out is what the people that work within his inner circle will be able to implement. They will work with him. And it's almost like a partnership, right? But at the end of the day, the decision comes from the president, not from the people that surround him. So when you are telling me a president is in power and other people are making the decision, then you are telling me he's not president or he's not supposed to be there. That's what I'm saying. Because I cannot come as a president. I was elected by the Liberian people. I was given a mandate, and then I come and give you an excuse. Oh, the people that are around me, they're not giving me whoever. That's a lie. It means you are not competent. You just don't know what you are doing. Because if you surely know what you are doing, even the people within your inner circle, you will start seeing flaw in their outcome, in the job that they are doing for you. You will know that you're not in alignment with your overall vision, and you will get rid of them. That's why you are able. That's why they work in the constitution. They say they work at the will and pleasure. So if I put you on my team, like I said, let's use soccer analogy. I'm the coach. I got a vision. I know the opponent I'm facing. I know the players to put in every single position on that team to give me the result that I want. Aliu, if you're not giving me the result, isn't there option for me to replace you and bring someone who can give me the result?
Sure.
So why should I keep giving an excuse? Well, anyway, I like
great. I like that. So a 12th president, the former president Eddie Johnson Sirleaf, you know, I will give her credit for that. You know, she was one of the top president by then, because because but her used to be like this. Like for example, Mom, instead of her maybe dismissing you like that, like for example, Dr. Young, the way the government disgrace and embarrass Dr. Young, no, she will either send you to another place so that the public eyes can a little bit move on you. Then before she asks you out, or maybe send you out of the country. So you see how these things work. Because sometimes too, Mom, let's be careful. If you're in my cycle and you are not helping me, you continue to bring me down. Because Mom, that's how all of the government system or the government system that been failing. That's how most of the government system fail. Because I don't really think in my mind that President Joseph Yema Boga know about it, or maybe you 100% agree with the political party here called building business. No. For me, I will tell you that no. But because either the VP, in fact, let me be frank. Even
maybe I disagree with you.
No, I come into that, but I know that in fact that you'll come in. The president was to come here at 2:15 that day. Everything about the president coming and everything was set. And guess what? When the inner cycle, when they feel threatened, and they try to convince the president by all means to stay away from the interview, we've been getting reports that the president was coming. In fact, the EPS officers, in fact, they have first team, second team, the guys came 2 times. Well, the thing I'm telling you. But when there was no way for them to easily get the president, or maybe stopping the president, what they did, according to unconfirmed reports and less than that, they called the VP to intervene. So when they called the VP, they told according to unconfirmed reports, allegedly, that the VP should call the president not to come here. So when he did that, what happened? Yeah. And the president stopped. And that's how today the entire interview got stopped. And the only thing that we heard later on was the president, could have said, the president will be having a series of interviews after this and that, after the media engagements. Yeah, where are we today? How long? We stay here. So more, sometimes we agree that some of us, we may not be 100% maybe in the cycle.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you say that the president not know about the party, probably maybe the president not know about the party headquarters, will you also agree that the president not know about the $10 million mansion in Lofa County?
No. So if I say he may not know 100%, I'm not saying that he may not even be in support, because knowing and supporting are 2 different things. So
Joseph Baka is the president of Liberia. Joseph Baka is the president. The party, they are going to be party headquarters across the country, and he came to rescue the Liberian people, the bread and butter issue, to create jobs to rescue the people. If your party, what Joseph Baka spent for the 2 years in government for? If you, the one more just said, if you bring players on the field and you know they are not delivering, you have to change them. You brought people to carry on your rescue agenda. If you see they want to prioritize the building of party headquarters, what will you do as a president? These people work at the will and pleasure of the president. You can say, oh, maybe the president not even know about this. He's fully aware, but he don't have a plan. He don't have a vision. That is why he remain quiet. Maybe, those guys are running the show.
I think the rescue mission is consulting with Melbourne behind closed door. I don't know whether Melbourne got a brown envelope because the argument Yeah. I hope Melbourne not join the central movement, because you cannot even make that argument, Melbourne. The president is the head of the party, and you tell me the party is carrying on a massive infrastructure project all over the country in all 15 political subdivisions, and you want to tell our audience that he's not in the know. Melbourne, stop the joke. I just hope you're not part of that central movement.
I'm not saying that. Maybe you people take it wrong. My point here is the president maybe someone may inform the president and say, okay, president, this is what the party want to do. You getting me? They will say it that way. Oh, Mr. President, this is what the party is doing. This one is not part of you, it is the party. And they will make it look like it is the party. Yes, Mom.
Still, you can't make that argument. You know why you can't make that argument? The fundraiser is part of the infrastructure project. So the fundraiser is already ongoing. And if the fundraiser is already ongoing, then you cannot say the president is not in the know about the party headquarters because they are one of the same. You see it? He's fully aware. He have given them the green light. That's why they are implementing it, what they are already playing. That's why they are doing the fundraiser. Now it came from Bon County to Ganta. They are raising the funds. So more than likely, he is 100% in the know of everything that is ongoing. You can't make that excuse for the president.
You just listen to the president today talking about creating job. They need to create job. Even if you Melbourne, you want the president, you're talking about creating job in the country. Brazilian Moka to you, oh yeah, Mr. President, we're trying to build party headquarters across the country, and you look at the hardship. Even you, the president, you talk about the hardship in the country. What comes to your mind? I'm talking about creating job. I'm talking about hardship in the country. But my people coming to me for us to build party headquarters across the country. How will you be thinking as a president? What comes to your mind? You see, you will say no. We can do this.
Let me ask you one question before we transition. Let me ask you one question. If LeBron Lonsa was playing a soccer match and she was down by 1-0 in the 90th minute, 1 minute before the game could come to an end, and you look on the bench, you saw George Weah, you saw Cummins and Joseph Boaga or Chairman Belly, they sit on the bench, and you only needed one player to go and take the penalty for LeBron behalf. Who you will pick?
We are not hearing you, Mabon.
Yeah, but that's a political question. Because
no. I ask you, who are you going to pick to take that penalty on behalf of LeBron Lunsta to save the country from being defeated?
It's political, man. Anyone that
whether you call it political or whatever, no, just tell me who you will pick from the bench.
Yeah. Who is qualified to kick that penalty?
Who is qualified to kick that penalty?
Political.
Let me
we need to start investigating you. We need to start investigating you.
No, man. Look.
I asked a simple question to make a case, but you say political. No, it's not political. I'm just talking about logic here. Logically, as a coach, who will you pick to take that penalty?
Josh Weah.
Okay, Josh Weah. And why? And why you pick Josh Weah?
Because
because he got his script, he got his era, is a history, he had the expertise that what happened in Liberia. We keep picking the wrong people to take our penalty shot, knowing fully well the problem we are confronted with, they are not able to deliver the result. That's why I give that analogy. You on the field 90 minutes, I look at Cummins on the soccer bench, I look at Joseph Boga, I look at Weah. I'm 100% picking Weah because I know based on his history and his expertise, I get certain expectation for him that I will go and pick him. The same thing applies to politics. The reason we keep complaining, the reason we are not making progress, one president after another, because the people we are picking to take the penalty shot, they are not capable of giving the result. They don't have the history, they don't have the skill set, they don't have the expertise. That's why LeBron is stuck. There is no way around it, my brother. I tell you what do you guys.
Let's move back to the issue of the breaking of laws, the rule of law, and so forth. Let's just play the little piece. Those of you who just joined, indeed, thank you so much for following. Please share the show if you haven't yet. Share the show. Yes.
Leaked documents showing Liberia's Public Procurement and Concessions Commission, the PPCC, rejected a request for a 9.8 million national biometric ID deal. The National Identification Registry wanted to bypass open bidding and hand the contract to an Austrian company with a controversial history. The PPCC said no. It ruled the request broke Liberia's procurement laws, the laws that require competitive bidding for high-value contracts. But just 3 days later, President Joseph Boakai issued a directive approving that same venture. Sources say powerful figures inside the administration pushed for this deal, even backdating documents to make it look legal. Liberia's procurement laws don't clearly give the president authority to override PPCC rejections, especially on contracts this big. This ID system could transform governance, but if it starts with broken rules, can Liberians trust it? Until the president explains, the question remains, was this about national interest or political influence? Gerald Konyene, Front Page Africa. Front Page.
Well, Mark, what say you?
Well, it says a lot. If you are going to back the document, you know that we got watchdog institution. That's why Madam Salif came out recently. She said, "But there are laws on the boat. That's why we spend the first half of my presidency, the first term, to put in place all the anti-graft and watchdog institutions to keep us in check." So, if a president or his able-bodied lieutenant are going to back the document to make them legitimate, that's right. And that's why they said, based on the magnitude of the contract, we're talking about close to $10 million. How do we award 10 million contract to a company with a sketchy past, with a fraudulent history, because it's an Austrian company that have the history of not doing better job when it comes to trust and accountability. So when you see the president overriding the will of a watchdog institution, then that is a big time problem. But in Liberia, he will get away with it. You can ignore the law, and these PPCC, they are all out of Congress, so they are laws, constitutional law that back them. So when the chief executive of all people will override their decision, I don't know, I cannot 100% authenticate this story, but I know Front Page Africa did a better job and they have document in their possession, so it is more than likely to be true on the subject matter. But it's a big time thing, man. I don't know. It's so sad for Liberia. It's worse than you could imagine. Ali, you stay there, right?
Yeah, but for me, this is not my first. I heard this thing before about this whole issue. You know, this is the president we get. This man, they respected the rule of law and all of the code of conduct in the country. And this is so sad for the country. For the 2 years, old president, someone who spent for the 2 years, someone, Monk, can you hear me there?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Yeah, someone was calling me, that's why. You see, you can spend for the 2 years in government, and then today you become a president, and you're breaking all of this law, and you yourself as vice president under Manasedi, you put all of these things to order. Why is it today that Joseph Baka is deliberately and intentionally violating all of the rules in the country, all of the laws? Why? When you say, oh yeah, the people that surround the president, Joseph Baka should have known better. Those people that around you been in government, you should have been the one to even be educating some of them today. You see, but anything that had to do with kickback, Joseph Baka is more interested in kickback. And this is why I always ask you, what Joseph Baka want to do with money at his age?
Yeah.
Why you always eat to kickback as a president? This thing is not good for you. But when you say, hey, you will see other people talking, oh, that you'll be talking that 12 years. What you talking about 12 years? Are you thinking about your children and children to come future? And let me tell you something. Let me see. Somebody here, if you think you will come here to be insulting people, or we will let you go. We are not here for this. You can't, oh, you want all to bring Muslim men. You causing people here, insulting their father and thing. If that the training you got from your parents, don't bring ATL. We will let you go. We will block you from this page. You don't come here to insult people. If you are not professional and intelligent, you have to go to Spoon Network. That's the place you can just go and be insulting whole day. You don't regard anybody. We don't tolerate that here. So you have to put yourself to order. If you come here, you want to enforce feeding, we will let you go. We don't enforce feeding here. When you come here, you have to be very professional. You don't come here to be insulting people. You see?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Thanks for that disclaimer. People got to respect people's opinion here, you know. So go ahead, Ali, like you were saying.
Yeah, so that's just like we saw what happening on this whole something like this other contract, giving it to a Sierra Leone, you single sewing project, giving it to people, all because of personal interest.
Yes.
And this is not good. We can't get a leader like this. You see, let's see people working in the government doing this thing, and then they are calling them out, and we see you taking action on them. But if you, the president, doing it, then why do you want other people to do over there? This is why this government, there is corruption in every fabric, every area you think about, because why? They are seeing the president who's supposed to lead as an example, he's doing it. As he said, you can steal, but just make sure you use it in the country. And that's why today he's stealing and he's building in Lofa County. He's not taking it out of the country. So why did you?
The case you just made, do you know that while most people were able to vote for Joseph Boga, they assume that because corruption is endemic in our society and Joseph Boga age, they believe that he won't be able to steal enough as compared to Owea because Owea was younger. We have grew up in the extravagant life since 1987. He became a professional player. He lived in other countries around the world, from London to France to to the US. So it means his appetite for material things is higher than Joseph Boakai. But it's the complete opposite, because when you go back to Madam Salih's first administration, the reason we're able to even qualify for all these debt waiver and HIPIC initiative is because of the check and balances system that were put in place, from the LACC to GAC, the PPCC, all the laws. Madam Salih took our entire first term, putting measures into place that will mitigate corruption, that will kind of put the country back on a solid path fiscally, from a fiscal standpoint. So the question is, if Joseph Boakai was in the room when Madam Salih was making those decisions, why now, at his age, and under his administration, he was ignoring all those procurement laws and anti-graft institutional law? Why would he choose to do that? Looking at his age, why?
This is the problem. This is the big question that we want the Unity Party people to answer us, because we expect Joseph Boakai to do better. You see, because I think President Boakai spent more time in government even than Madam Salih. All the time he was working in government, I think Madam Salih were around at that time. You see, and today,
I think he had a position in government for Madam Salih. Madam Salih, I didn't know Madam Salih was finance minister on October 2, now 79, right? 78, 79. So I don't know.
You put all these laws together, and these are things that you're supposed to you implement them, because while you were there when you put them together. But why today you came and you just decide to disregard all of these laws, public procurement laws, all of these things? When it comes to the rule of law, as a president, you disregard everything. Is this what you're doing? That your supporter will always say, oh, Joseph Boakai at 12 years, you like it, go do constitutional reform, put him there for 24 years.
I know, right? Yes. It's up to you. And that's the thing I don't understand. If you talking this thing, they be like, oh, you I know how you will manage that. Yeah, go and get 18. All we say, we'll keep saying what we are saying. The decision to keep him there or to remove him is your choice. Nobody is forcing you on that, because I know at the end of the day, you will go and stay in line to go and cast your ballot. Nobody's going to deny you that right. But don't be the one to play victim after you have made your decision. That's my thing. I could care less. The sitting solution used to say, oh, 26-year loading, 25-year loading. I'm like, no, get the job first, because you thought you were invincible. That's how the mentality that you came with. That's why you never put in the work, and you became a victim of your own belief. You came with the idea that the president, where he's a celebrity, no matter what he does, I mean, he would get away with it scot-free, or anything you say, the president will be there for 26 years. Guess what? It was a choice. The same thing with Joseph Boakai. We are not saying you cannot give him 30 years. If you like, you give him 60 years. You can even reincarnate him to make him 40 years younger. It's your choice. But at the end of the day, that choice is going to affect you. Most especially you that are in the country. I will see how long you can live in poverty for to keep giving years to people who are not giving you results. Because one thing I know, poverty has no partisanship. Whether you are Unity Party, whether you are ANC, whether you are Labour Day Party, whether you are CNC, when it comes to joblessness, when it comes to the lack of public services, when it comes to food security, it affects everyone. That's what they call it people issue. All over the world, are the first thing people vote on. So it's up to you to make that call. If you can go back to 2029 and give you another 40 years, so be it. Life goes on.
Yes, it's up to sometimes we take our time, we come here, people feel, oh yeah, we are less basic, this and that. We are playing our part, because tomorrow history will judge you. They say, oh, why you couldn't tell the people this? Yes, it is up to you people. Like we here, we not rich, we not poor, but thank God. You see, thank God. And I always say this, some of the facility, the opportunity people get in America, like, bro, look at our population, 5 million. Look at our resources that we have in the country. People could live a better life in that country. Like today, when you go on social media, this QNet, the other person will say, oh, they robbed me with $900, $1,000. Everybody want to travel. Why? These are some of the reasons. So they get all kinds of scam. I can make you go Australia. I can make you.
Oh, yeah.
The whole day they scamming people, because our natural resources that we have in the country is only being enjoyed by few handful of people in the country. You see?
Our client Manuba said, we are too rich to be this poor after 178 years. It makes no sense. But yet the people keep extending that poverty. That's what they want. That's what they believe. And matter of fact, some of them are even hell bent on extending that in 2029. So while we are here talking and making the case, no, they still got people that are playing. That's why I keep telling you guys, the politicians know what they are doing. That's why they are investing into party headquarters, because they know in Liberia, the people heart are stronger than their brain. They know what's happening. They are seeing that they are complaining. But come election day, it takes somebody with a strong brain that will override the power of your heart to make a better decision, irrespective of which country the president comes from, the candidate comes from, which political party he represents. We are talking about the country. You know, sometimes they can say, oh, you guys are mad, you are the loser, or like, you know what? In the case of Liberia, I prefer being the losing side. The reason I want to be in the losing side because I know I didn't make a stupid decision in critical moment in history. Because I know the guy who you voted for, he's not going to give you result and you will be disappointed. But for me, I already anticipated my disappointment ahead of time. So I could easily digest it and transition than you with fake expectation. So when you call the people that support the rescue train, they believe that we got time. No, that's hope. And hope is not a strategy. You go into 3 years and you can't get any idea as to what is happening, and you still believe that you got hope that things will turn around. So for you, your disappointment will be even worse than mine. Because for me, I only want better for the country, and I know candidate that I can look at emphatically and say, no, this guy stand a better chance of doing better for Liberia. But for you, you think your emotions and your feelings, they are stronger than your logic. So you keep picking people who you know. It's not that I say we are guessing. You keep picking people who you know that can never give you a result in a million years' time. So who's going to be disappointed the most? It can only be you, because you were hoping. For me, I don't do hope. I make my decision, I do my calculation, and I say, you know what? This does not make sense. I'm not voting for the candidate. No matter where they come from, whether you're coming from the CMC, Liberty Party, no. We should pick the best and brightest in our society, the one that got the skill set to give us the result that we want. In Liberia, no, you're not thinking about that. You just want to win an election. And I keep telling you, election or democracy doesn't only happen on election day. Rule of law, governance, idea, policy, they are part of democracy. You don't know that? You think just because you stay online at the end of democracy? Keep doing it. You stay online and go cast a ballot, not democracy, and at the ballot bar because you voted. All right, good for you. What happened after casting the ballot? Is that part of democracy too?
But see the one say, or president who came to rescue the country, you increase the country budget to 1.2 billion. Yeah. And look at the people, look at the budget. Why you getting there as a president? Why going to your government officials and why going to the people? You think a president that have a vision, this kind of budget, you think the entire country will not be celebrating, even my water in the village there? Because even like 7 when you increase these people's salary, even those people who are not working, they will be able to reach out to their friends and family. You see? But today you still paying somebody $150. They need, look at house rent in Liberia. When you make it, they say, oh, the president have bring rest press down. You bring rest press down when people cannot even afford to buy the rest. Yeah. You see? How will you bring rest press and say, oh, rest is 2,000 and say somewhere 2,500 when people cannot even afford, people working. When they hate to mob, the work that people do in Liberia more is you come, you credit the poor interest there. The moment you take pay, you give it back to the person, you take it back from them. Is that why your expenditure is more than your income? Yeah. You see, that's poverty.
But yeah, the funny thing, the president. Yeah, the funny thing, the president brought rest press that, right? In the same national budget, the people told you in broad daylight, on paper, documented and signed, telling you that we are increasing goods and services tax. We be increasing tax on you by 1%, but yeah, you believe and still bringing president. That's why I keep telling you, the politicians understand that in our country, our people heart is stronger than their brain. Sure. That's because no rational person will look at me and tell me the president bringing prices down when he keep increasing taxes on you. So with me, you are paying the money indirectly. And that's why you get there. Yes. Yeah, your cost of living keep increasing, and your income cannot meet your cost of living, but yet you believe that you are doing better. Isn't that a crazy thing to think about? No, they are the one making it even difficult. And what Clarence Modiba said in that statement, the government is even making it harder on you, the people that are already suffering. At least when you increase taxes on the people that are receiving more money, like our lawmakers and people in the top level of government, okay, it makes sense. But the people who are not even part of the budget, who are not doing better, then you keep making things difficult for them, but yet you are the one clapping. And that's something Delon said today too in your press conference. He said, our people always support things that don't benefit them. I said, yeah, the only thing you must say agree on the whole pocket.
That one I choose.
When the LHC bring people for questioning, the same person goes to the school of placard, they say they're standing in solidarity with the president has been prosecuted for corruption. That the only thing he said today that 100% agree with him on, and he get example, you are removed from the cover and pour Rachel Kuhn. How did that impact your life?
Nowhere. People were celebrating all around. People that is not even going to benefit, and they were causing one another. They were holding placard. Fonatikofa must go. Fonatikofa must go. What impact it has made on your life now that Rachel Kuhn is now the speaker? So what Delon said today, that's the fight. You see, people are celebrating people who are the cause of them living in poverty. And like we always say, yeah, you will not see no government official, child or children on social media insulting people, attacking them when they're speaking against the government. Those children, they are getting everything they want. Their needs and wants are met on time without no delay. But people who goes to their fathers, to their mother, they will walk 6-7 times in the month, all their shoelace jacket just to get $25 at the end of the month. They are the one you will see all on social media insulting people. What sense does that make? People who enjoy the best of life, you can see that not government official children are supposed to be on social media when you're talking against the government or their parents for them to come and battle you. But they remain quiet, they get time. But you people are the one there to come and be defending them all the time.
They will play quarterback for them all day. They will be the one that's struggling the most are the ones that will be defending the government at all costs. That's why I said, their logic, their brain is not as strong as the heart. The heart is more important than the brain in the case of brain politics, because I don't know who will want to keep doing that all the time when they are living the reality on the ground every single day of the week. Mais bon.
The undercover centrism.
The undercover centrism. You see that political question to again, and so are you serious?
Yeah, so we're back. You guys want to make me run away from the show that last night, the way is that a help for the centrism, or what can I say? The man, who make him on the show, the man have to go away. I don't know why he did that last time, but anyway, that's it. But again, people, but sometimes we're gonna say this thing out because these are gossips, these are rumors, sometimes that we hear behind the scene. But again, it's good that sometimes too you people say what you are saying, because if you don't do these things, because you can be responsible for things that, for example, the law is on your head. You are the husband. Let me just say it this way. You are the husband. While the wife is pregnant, what they happen to her, they people will hold you responsible. So I think I agree with you people when you're talking about, the leadership should take, because I know you are the commander. Anything happen, you will take blame and you will take all of the full responsibility. That's why today all of the CDC former officials here and there that are enjoying a quiet time, most of them today, in fact, they are traveling back to back, they go to France, they're going to other places. Yes, today we'll take all the blame. It's former President William. So I agree with you people, but this thing happened. But again, poor leadership will come back to you as a person who controlling the leadership. That's why when we come here, we're always telling our people out there, those who are closer to the leaders, that let the leader do the right thing, because it is the name of the leader that will spoil tomorrow or that will go good. And today, Judah Burger, whether in blind, he can't see anything right now. Things are working, the lieutenants are working, there's other one happening. That's all you care about. Because if President Bouaka was really ready to move the country forward, and my brother Ali can always say that no any other president, or maybe a president could do better than that of President Bouaka. And I agree with him, because they were campaigning saying that some of our propagandists by then, what they were saying was, just like Bouaka, the man not rap BB cars, the man not spend a lot of money, but today the man is buying 1.4 or 1.5 million.
Yeah. Darius Delon said it. Darius Delon said President Bouaka, like Monk just said, the city will be the best president because this man, he's old, he will not be thinking about wearing flashy shoe, watches, and tea. He will be focused on rescuing the Liberian people to give Liberia. Let Joseph Bouaka there today wearing $95,000 watch, wearing $1,000 shoe and tea. The first thing he told that people can even buy wheelbarrow to go to work. The
Cool.
next thing why you saw him doing, buying $1.2 million
But you lie to the people.
and they don't say all of these things that we were never going to see it. The first thing when President Bakai took over, $500 million for them to go and remodel his house, all of these things. And these are things that they don't tell people. Bakai was the real person because he will not do all of these things. We are like young boy that while he misusing the country resources, what have he done different? What have changed?
And so, Mark, so these are things that we always say that maybe anytime before the year end that we'll go into our year and review and review all the campaign promises and so, because maybe so many people, maybe they think that everybody don't forget, or maybe people are already forgetting about most of these things. No, we have most of these things in our file. So every time everyone will come in, we just bring one. We talk about that and we'll go back. But again, Mark, today's issue, I think this is indeed interesting. And you guys were talking about it, but sorry that we were off the radio.
Front Page Africa has obtained leaked documents
then we'll go to the line to interact with our people.
Liberia's public procurement and obtained leaked documents showing Liberia's Public Procurement and Concessions Commission, the PPCC, rejected a request for a 9.8 million national biometric ID deal. The National Identification Registry wanted to bypass open bidding and hand the contract to an Austrian company with a controversial history. The PPCC said no. It ruled the request broke Liberia's procurement laws, the laws that require competitive bidding for high-value contracts. But just 3 days later, President Joseph Boakai issued a directive approving that same veneer. Sources say powerful figures inside the administration pushed for this deal, even backdating documents to make it look legal. Liberia's procurement laws don't clearly give the president authority to override PPCC rejections, especially on contracts this big. This ID system could transform governance, but if it starts with broken rules, can Liberians trust it? Until the president explains, the question remains: was this about national interest or political influence? Gerald Konyene, Front.
Wonderful. There you have it, Mark. Even though you people started, but this is indeed interesting. And when we say this thing out to our people, they think that we just want to talk, something about the government, or maybe something against the government. But Mark, this is indeed interesting that a president will sit back and allow something that the law said that no, this is not good. He come back again and say no, let the thing go on. And all these things continue to make our laws to look bad and to look terrible, Mark. Even though you were talking before going out for the news break, but what say you? They'll go back to more. Sorry, Brother Aliu. Then maybe I can chip on before going to the line. But what say you with that, Mark?
Well, there's a lot in that little short video. There are so many moving parts. First of all, when you listen to the expose, she says, the president doesn't have the authority to override the PPCC. Like I said, it was created by an act of Congress. Those anti-graft institutions, they are backed by the Constitution. So anything that does not fit in line is a constitutional violation. It's not just some kind of law where an institution put up as their standard operating procedure. We're talking about anti-graft institution that was put in place by an act of Congress, making them a law backed by the Constitution. So when you talk about backdate, that's why I say they are further implicating the administration than even giving you the news, because it's a crime. Why would you want to backdate? It's a violation of public procurement law. You are backdating it to implicate yourself. And she said, is this about national interest or about kickback? For me, I say all about kickback, because that's what this government has mastered when it comes to giving contracts away. You don't hear them talking about bringing investment, because the thing we want in Liberia is more investor and investment come to the country. But no, you never open the local dealers and see about some multinational corporation coming to Liberia to come and open factories and create jobs. All you hear, your government keep giving contracts to businesses, and because at the end of the day, it's not about the interest or the service. It's all about how much they can make in the process. So You hear about 362 million to one selling company for 16 years. They call it public-private partnership. Another day they want to rectify a contract. Another day they give in for ID. No, because if this company or the corporation in question, if they have a very dark background in terms of accountability and transparency, why will you want to keep doing business? Why will you want to override your own anti-graft law to give contract without competitive bidding? Maybe the reason you want to get competitive bidding is to get the best service for limited amount of money, because that will be it will be like a plus for you. You want to listen to other businesses, the idea, the service that they provide, and pick the best among them at the cheapest cost possible. That's how business operate. You want to save money. So when you get people, when you have people in the executive, including the chief executive himself, putting his thumb on the scale in terms of awarding contract, it can only be for kickbacks. Because if he want to be transparent, he won't even participate in the process. He will take it in, let the bidding process work. Let the PPCC do their work without any outside interference. But no, either the president or lawmakers in every transaction that will be part of that. Because the vast majority of them, I would say 98% of them, are there for one reason and one reason only. That is to steal and to make themselves rich overnight. That's why I said the age of Joseph Nimambaga and the people who voted on the idea that he's too old to steal and he's an older man, older people got some kind of, we got a kind of a traditional belief in Liberia that older people, they got virtue, ain't no because they been on the planet long. That's a lie. I don't make decisions based on that. It does not make any goddamn sense. And you are seeing it day after day, week after week in Liberia. So that's it for you. He's not interested in saving you money or giving you the best service. He's interested in overriding laws that already exist in an attempt to get something for himself in return. Because we're talking about close to $10 million contract. That's it. It's not small money. That's why she said, looking at the magnitude of this contract, you won't even want to engage in something like that. Because we're talking about $10 million that is at stake here, 9.8. You only level $200,000 to make it $10 million.
Oh yes,
that's why they are backdating document. That's why they can pass a budget and request the budget and make changes to it. The same thing, like I said, there is no regard for the law. They have no regard not only for the law, but even the Liberian people themselves. The people have no regard for you guys. So that's where we stand at. That's my take.
But Ali, what say you? What say you on the entire issue you were talking? But we had to go for the break. But we're back. So what say you want our people to hear what you will say out, or maybe out of the internet, so that they can also get you on the radio? So, but Ali is I did a little bit basic, but let me just add up to you to what you just stated. You know, Mark, I don't know at which point with this entire issue of corruption, with the entire issue of abuse, I don't know at which point that this thing will reach before our people, even who are our government accountable. Because what you're talking about, you know, democracy, people, you know, and you always say this thing, and you are interested though that democracy to us here is just about voting. It's just about us going to the pool to have our ballot paper given to us, to go there and cast our vote. That's all what we care about, some of us. But we don't care about the aftermath. After voting, there's huge process. It's not just about the voting among you. You're right. But we don't care about the aftermath. All we care about is just to cast our vote or to have ourselves voted. That's just it. And after that, those people that will be voted for, any kind of way they treat the country, it's up to them. And that's the kind of system that we've been living with. That's the kind of system that we've been enjoying, because whether you like it or not, you just throw me into it. So we've been enjoying it, even though it's not in our favor. Why would people abuse laws? I told this government came on with the issue of arrest, and one of the arrow there stand for the rule of law. So why would you want to even go against your own rule of law? If you feel it,
when you follow history, that's why people who follow history, when you do your research, going back to even the days of all the empires people started having presidential era. That's why people believe that democracy is a myth, because democracy is very complex. And they just give a little version of democracy, believing that it's democracy. That's a lie. even in Western countries and industrialized society, the people who you think that are in power, including the president, they got other folks that run the show from behind the scene that can overpower the president. Even though they came to the third world or the developing nation and tell them, oh, you got democracy. No, democracy, it just, when you go and stand in line to cast a ballot, it's just one process in a series of processes. You got to inspect before election, know where the candidates stand, the idea they are pushing. You got to look at rule of law. Matter of fact, even when the candidate win an election, it's just the starting point of the process. Because now he got to go and fulfill all the things that he promised. And those things must be within the confines of the law. And when he's not giving us the result, we have the responsibility to remove him from there. We aren't even waiting for the 6th year or the 4 year that we give them. Everything is inherent in the people. So the people it's almost like you are a watchman giving a checklist. That's how democracy is. When Melbourne engaged in process 1, I check mark it. But I'm still watching process number 2. If he messed up, I cross it out. It's an ongoing process. But in Liberia, our definition of democracy, you jump on the screen, you turn the one var there, you make dust, all your feet dusted, your t-shirt get where you sing party name and party label, you cast ballot, that's it. And that's the wrong way. So the politicians have figured out that, you know what, these people, they are not all for business. So we will abuse them until the end of ages. So we could care less. That's what happened in Liberia. Because for them,
Mark, you are right. But Ali Kwame, before you come up, from T5, in fact, they used to call Thomas Fala T5, but now he's one of the most talked about men now that they are healing. Yes, they are celebrating him because he lived from camp or from camp A, he now go to camp B.
Camp
so
B, yeah.
When oh God, yeah, but look, but Ali, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Mom, Baybon, I'll hit you guys tomorrow. I'm rushing for my appointment. So, yeah.
All right, bro.
Tomorrow.
Wonderful. Right. Thank you. So, yeah. So, more to that. Let's be frank, right? And you see, that's why these politicians, they are succeeding. Like I always say here on the show, that they are always succeeding in playing on the minds of the people, because they think that the only thing they need to do is to change their jersey. So as long as Mayborn changed his jersey from blue to green or from green to red, the people that Mayborn going to, that used to call Mayborn all sort of names, they will worship. In fact, they will praise Mayborn as the best son that ever lived on this earth, especially in Liberia. Can you imagine? Mayborn was terrible yesterday, but today you are saying that Mayborn is the best. Then you think that you are doing this thing, I don't know, to people in the name of, because maybe quote unquote the other political party. No. All of these things you are doing, or we are doing, everything has its own time, and it will affect us, whether you like it or not. Yesterday, instead of you building the rule of law, you will damage everything. When you are no more there, when other people start to build it and use it against you, then the same way other people crying today, they call it wage on. Now you will be crying tomorrow. And at the end of the day, they'll be wage on. Yeah.
Maybe there's one thing that I fundamentally disagree with the case people can make in Liberian politics, that politicians play on the mind of voters. I say no, the politicians don't play on the mind of the voters. The voters play on their own mind, and the politicians react to the way the voter undermine themselves. And you just give a perfect example with Thomas Fala. Thomas Fala was building, he was kind of grading all the rules, putting all the transformers when he was against Darius DeLong. Mm-hmm. The government gave Thomas Fala more resources just to win a seat in Montserrat County. I have to say he was the superintendent. He was crisscrossing congressional district undertaking project, which was very unlawful at the time, because I don't know anywhere in the world wherein a representative that is restricted to a congressional district will be crisscrossing an entire county in America, will call it a state, to be undertaking project because the ruling party believed they won't have the money. And guess what? He still ended up losing. And the people that were calling him T5 are the one that cheering him on because he's on their side. So the politicians, I don't think they play on the mind of the people. The people don't have respect for themselves. Like I keep saying, even though people say, well, I say, no, you don't have a brain. Because if you have a brain, you will do things that people with normal brain would do. You want me to support Thomas Fala because now he's on Unity Party side. Is that what you are telling me? When in fact Thomas Fala was abusing your resources, he was going from district to district. He's not a superintendent of Montserrat County. He's not a developmental superintendent, but guess what? At the time, it was politically expedient for CDC. So they were giving him money. He put in Lepo or he put in Transformer in district number 6. No, Thomas Fala, focus on your district. You only a candidate. It doesn't give you the right to use state resources to be undertaking project in other congressional district in the country. No. But guess what? People were supporting him back then. And the people who were on the other side now are the ones still supporting him. So you want me to blame Thomas Fala? I cannot. I blame the people.
So the reason there, Mark, I agree with you. The reason there is that because, you know, I think, Mark, you are making a point. I think it's hatred. I think hatred is now becoming order of the day, because I don't think this is political party issues. Because if it is political party issue, even to where you people are, Mark, I know sometimes when there's elections, you will see Democrat people sometimes voting for Republican candidate, or you see Republican people sometimes voting for Democrat candidate based on that person, what they will do and what they're talking about doing. But for us here, because of hatred. So as though you move from team A to go to team B, the people that are in team A, they will no longer have you as their friend. Then the people in team B, now they will be jubilating you. The people that used to insult you before. You see the kind of life. And these are things that our elders to even come into, even intervene. No, they don't care about most of these things. To even educate their own people. Now today, the same politician using it to even raise funds more. Even if you have $5 on the coming Saturday to put into what kind of a basket?
Yeah.
Just a political party here. Where you can raise that same money for your district, for your community, for your town. You sit there and the politician continue to use you back to back. You know that you can raise money.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can raise money.
Yeah. Since when?
Father.
And these people, maybe like what I'm saying, it's all about the voter. I don't blame a politician. Maybe if I'm in Liberia, and let's assume that I'm a Unity Party partisan, even though I support Unity Party or the presidential candidate at the time, and I look at my political party, I know after 12 years, they never had any structure in place. They couldn't even afford their own party headquarters, a single one that they were running. And you want to tell me the people who sit on the coffers of the government, who runs the effect of the state, they say they are going for fundraiser. You think the fundraiser are for ordinary people that got money? They know you don't have it already. Matter of fact, nothing in the budget for you. You are in poverty. No. So it means somebody is telling you, I know that you are stupid, and I will prove to you that you are stupid, and you will support me in the process. That's exactly what happened. Because if you are the one running the government with millions of dollars getting missing and more money being put in the budget, you are the one calling the shot. How can you tell me you're going to raise funds? Raise funds from where? Isn't that the same government money you are using the name of fundraiser? Why you never raise funds before that? Just to pay for a single party headquarters. You couldn't. And you want me to leave my home with no food, no job, no certainty about the future, and I go and wear green t-shirt because I want to be in solidarity with the party. I must be the stupidest fool to ever do that. Y'all go and raise your own fund with home. But guess what?
Well, that's why when I say to people that for me, and I ain't joining any political party, they can be thinking that maybe some of them will do anything for you. And I'm here for any kind of thing that will can give me, because for some of them, we don't even let any kind of funny
open the line here for them.
Yeah, let's go to the line and interact with you. Y'all go raise funds. Say y'all get money, or your community, your district here, and then you're struggling. Then why you get put money together? What kind of people are we? Yeah, man, they could say you're interesting. David King, who you believe?
Yeah, my brother, how you doing?
My brother, okay, thank God, go ahead.
Yeah, I heard something on your news. Let me start with that first, just in passing, and we'll go to the topic. You see, these are the lies that the people are quoting against stability. Telling people that stability taking money from the Arab world to come in Islamic life like Europe. Now they have come up with another one saying that he forcing Liberians to join his Islamic state. Look, these guys got nothing to say about God, because this is how they go about demonizing people. If you look at China, you only have 3% of Mandingo people or Muslim in that company. Even your own 12%. You don't have more than 4 Mandingo there, but the majority of you over there are different people. So why somebody come to lie on the bed? Now to the issue of the party headquarters something. You know, the party could not pay. They could not pay that rent. They could not pay that rent On 2 years after coming to power, now they are talking about raising funds to buy headquarters, to build headquarters, and now they're talking about homecoming. But that place at home, when they were invaded and all of that equipment, that office accessory left there, they told them how to take the thing from there, and they left on that place with a hand swinging. They could not come back to the McLean to pay them even more. Ali said the McLean are ungrateful people because you didn't finally get a job. Now they come to clean rent. When they come back to power, they'll make sure they will own a party headquarters. And that's why they are taking the Lagrepo $11 million to go and purchase that place for the McLean. And they are pretending, how you will say, they are making fundraising across the country to be headquarters. These are
all right. Thank you, my dear brother. To this call, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to everybody, the panelists on the show. Abby Johnson, currently calling for Grand Chile County.
Yeah, go ahead, Alvin.
You see, this country has people being wicked to the country, SAG and the other is smart. Yeah, senator then arguing the senator who the people hearing why the court of Senate of representatives are not started yet. That is a violation. We shouldn't do that. I don't know why the president is continuing to all our laws. And people still looking at him. And the Senate, they just because a lot of wasting hours on people because they never proceeded regularly. And now she get a cable in her head. But yet she still said dumber as to say she don't know what's going on or she don't know what she was even elected for. I mean, let those people as leader all hours. And they sit there and everything going through. Nobody not see him. The chief justice is sitting there. He's not saying anything. And the people keep violating the Liberal Constitution. It's breaking people suffering. The president said, just let us go beyond the look back country. When tomorrow you will go inside, nobody talking. And the country is dreaming down the dream. Now they take the Constitution from up Capitol Hill and they choke it down Waterside, Waka and officials stepping on it. Nobody can say anything. So thank you, the country for us there.
Thank you, my dear brother. Let's continue to worship politicians. To this call, good evening.
How are you?
I'm okay. Thank God for life. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Thompson calling for TKSU Factory.
Yes, go ahead, my brother.
Some of the things Musa Benedict is doing is
well, we're not getting you. Keep your calls coming 0770203125. That's the number to call this evening to be part of the Sktv show. Have your say on all of the issues that we'll be discussing here this evening. Yeah, keep your calls coming 0770203125. To this caller, good evening. My brother, we're okay. Thank God for life. Go ahead.
Trying to fool us in the old age because we say, as you were saying, that government, our notion is the older God that has vast experience. And we want to fool us with the old age. It will be election to them tomorrow, those that will stay for the United Party. We are not stupid people. Yesterday, one of my friends came to me, my man, put that for them. But we're saying they are not doing anything for us. Nothing we are saying. In all their promises, we are not saying anything good. He came to me, my man, we are collecting money for party health. Then Luther took money. They divided all the hair of all the issues, all the countries in this place.
And that was inauguration day, right? I know how far money go to convey.
We can see them today in our district, in our country. Then you come to me, I'm a support political party. If I was support party, then the United Party, this one will look at the people.
All right, thank you. To this caller, good evening.
Yeah, how are you, Chief?
I'm okay. Thank God for life. Go ahead.
As I was saying, because the video was hard, so you cut me off.
Yeah, because of the noise.
Musa Benedict is doing well. I can commend him for that. But my brother, you know, it's good to be smart and observe when we are born in this world. In every country in this world, they look at major things when it comes to this thing like politics or religion. Musa Benedict is doing well, especially when people in South region there, in the secretary in my area. But Musa Benedict can be president for my own party.
Honestly, no.
Why? Okay, see you. This country not for one, it's for all Liberians. Hello to this caller, good evening. Well, we're not here for you to be disturbing our ears back to back. So I will respond to you, that caller who says so somebody can be. I said the CDT was saying, he said 24 years, President Bwaka will not be president because, to the way President Bwaka. Hello to this caller, good evening. Yes, go ahead, my sister.
Every day you people come on the radio. So the people just intentionally say they will try and get tired. And they believe they will try and get tired, but we'll do what we want to. And they all men too that we have so much respect for. They say the people get experience. People to get silent on everything. It's just so that people not in control, neighbor. It's just tell that he's not in control. You can get me say all of the radio stations out in the country, almost everybody singing it one song, and no changes at all, neighbor.
The people say they come and create job. Don't worry. The people say they come and create job at least, so that thing will be okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So this caller, good evening. Hello. Well, this caller, I don't know what happened. Sorry, that my phone wants to misbehave. But again, keep your calls coming 0770203125. That's the number to call this evening to be part of the Sktv show. Let me take this call up. Good evening. Yeah, man. You don't have to be on the radio like that. Please don't do that to us, please. I don't want to be warning people about that. So this caller, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor. How are you today?
And the brother, I'm okay. Thank God for life.
This is Babu Self who are calling you from Broville.
Yeah, my dear brother, go ahead.
Neighbor, where we are going from, we have some people who are just there, they are already up here. I listened to this radio and driving slowly, but when I listen to the caller, what they call and they mention, even the business is styling. Most ability is like this, he doing this, he doing well.
Oh, the religious thing, I don't know.
And religious something.
Yeah,
To tell you the truth, in our faith in Islam, there is one saying and there is one quotation. I cannot quote it by verbatim, but it states that the kind of people that in the country is the kind of leader that God can give them. There is nothing like that. There is nothing more, nothing less. As long we are, look at our mentality.
Very poor.
Our mentality that may want to go in. It's not a now. There are some people who just feel that there are certain group of people, whether that Madingo or that Fula or that Va or that this, they cannot get leadership in the country. You'll be someone say you'll be laughing in the ear, man. You'll be laughing, you're friendly, you're doing things in common. But only leaders is there that this guy, he ever say, okay, when it's started level, but I can support you for this. Is this the way we're going from? No way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear brother. I think you make all of my point the one I wanted to say. But again, keep your calls coming 0770203125. That's the number to call this evening. Have your say. What say you with all of the things? And my dear brother, you're right. I saw something today from Mr. Yes, I will read that quickly. But let's go to the line first. 0770203125. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mavon. How you doing?
We good. Thank God for life.
Yeah, Mavon, I'm calling from Banner's Way. You see, as my brother was trying to say concerning Musa Belede have set up a life for people in this country. I have a family who work with a company who benefited, and we benefited from it. The current president we had, while working government for 42 years, while everybody said he was old, he coming on board for experience, and he had come, everything scattered in Liberia. This country is going backward, but people will say now when he travel, he come back with nothing, and nothing is going on. But Musa Belede is there giving back to our people. giving back to people, making the sacrifice, the money that he's supposed to take to keep for his family people, he giving it back without regret. Then what's the difference between Musa Belede and Joseph Boakai, who stay in government for the 2 years and being house on the alley? When you pass in the fin, the water under my head, fin want to fall down. What is the difference there? Somebody who sacrifice. As my brother who said, Liberia, they cannot, the way the country looking at, they cannot lead it because we will not see right. We don't like good people, and we don't pray for good people. So God will always a bad leader, and one of the bad leaders God have given in the country is Joseph Boakai. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So we read Paul Mumba talking today. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Yeah, I just got a piece I was talking and then all of the phone went off.
Okay.
That has to do with, like the brother who just dropped the call. He said something. Look, there are two people that are so variable to the Liberian political scene. One is Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and the other one is Musa Belede. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf said, and she acted and stood by it, that no matter how, if it is only alone as long the system I'm in disagreement with it, whatever come out of it, I don't like it. She won a seat, and at the end of the day, she was in total disagreement with the political setting, and then she said, maybe some people, they will say, I will take it. That is one variable. And how many person practicing that now? Maybe if you count it,
so we're just selling our soul to the politicians. In short, but what are you trying to say?
That is one. Yeah, that is one. Then Musa Belede is now adding another variable. I listened to one of his posts. He said, some people are paying debt and we are crediting. In banking and financing, there are some people who do debit and some people who do credit.
Exactly.
So, so for now, he's adding a variable that before you want something, try for you to do things for the people that they want. And then you tell them that this is what, if you do this for me, this is what I'm going to do. All of them totally against that. In fact, the real reason they are against him for is because he's opening the eye of the people to say, you know what, start going for people who give promises and then renege on the ground and come for people who can be able to do for you and they plan to do more.
Thank you so much. Let me take Brother Louis, then we'll cross over. Yeah, Louis morning. Mandia Brother, good evening.
Johnson Kula.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, my dear brother. How you doing, man?
Very nice, my brother. Bro, I love you.
What's up, Chief? What's going on? What's up, man?
Louis ain't been busy or more. I don't know what Louis will come.
Yeah, Louis on your hustle, Louis J. You gotta be a regular. You gotta be a
Louis, hold on, Mark. I hope Louis is not part of this.
The Central movement. Louis cross the eye.
I want to say thank you to you and Johnson Kula, man.
Yeah.
But I like to, Mom, there's a popular degree we have in Liberia. They call it PhD. You call it Doctor of Philosophy.
Yeah.
They call it the pulling him down syndrome.
Yeah. According to past high school with difficulty.
Even the mental ability, who doing some work, who people say tomorrow will remember him. Some people say, I listen to a point from Punkande that your money on my eating. They would tempt the men work. The politicians are very hateful in Liberia. But Mom was saying something, that's what I like to get to. Mom said something from the onset of the show, and Mom said, even if you bring the party for 100 years, or Joseph Boakai or Jones we have for 100 years, you can get nothing better of them. Now, Mom is absolutely correct. But the mistake that Mom is making, unfortunately, interestingly, Monk, the two popular parties in Liberia are Unity Party and CDC. Their performance may be poor, their performance might be dismal, their performance might be reckless, but they are extremely powerful.
That's what I said.
Now, the headquarters, what don't get brain butter. The very people among you will see them celebrating the headquarters for tomorrow. What the politicians don't know?
They know.
Since they get out of office, they have opportunity for 20 years they were to the Benin Company. Immediately they talk about people's accuracy, man. Poor people, struggling people, 10 bed, 5 bed, 3 bed, struggling to have a headquarters. Unity Party, we should make use of this state form. What do they put it might be our headquarters? They pay 8 million for the McLean property. They are barely in around the country. Mom, you'll be surprised. The very people will celebrate the headquarters tomorrow. Look, interestingly, the two unfortunate for over 20 plus years who have not done nothing sufficient, substantive for the people. They are the most popular party and most popular line in Liberia.
And that's why most of the politicians keep crossing from another end to another end. The only thing they are doing, they are only changing jerseys.
Crossing from another end, Tifa King, the Unity Party put criticize Tifa. They are hailing Tifa now. He came over with the Unity Party. He gone to the CDC after a lot of insult on Joshua. If I do the Joshua reading, Joshua do biggest critics or here Costa and Yeka Kolaba.
Exactly.
The CDC now are celebrating Yeke. Simply because it's on their end.
All right, thank you.
I mean, our people, do they really want impact in their life? Do you think the people prefer to be impacted? Our people don't want it. The people are immune to the suffering, they enjoy it, on a complaint, and the politician make use of it. The politician benefit immensely out of it. We are in serious trouble, Mom. Individuals in the country are developing, the country itself can develop. The people pay their property.
I said, my brother just said something. Individual lives are getting better. It's why politicians living in mansions, but the country is still. Thank you, Brother Louis. We gotta go quickly. Let me read out this one mark from Paul Lumumba Foundation. He said, when a country is hurting towards its destruction, even when God reasons with the leaders and her people, they think God is mad. My country, Kenya, is slowly becoming such a country. Violence, corruption, and city have become our stock in trade. Truth and decency are no longer virtues. So, Mark, that's it. Go ahead, my brother. You're listening to our people. What say you before we go home for the day?
I love listening to Luis, and Luis is very pragmatic in his analysis.
And Luis is on a PhD. I know what I think for quickly.
I know pulling him down was something that I didn't hear the other part, right? For me, I say you pass high school with difficulties because when you get a PhD and you cannot make logical, or when you cannot engage in logical reasoning, you pass high school with difficulties. So I call it PhD. But Luis is right, and I listen to all the callers. Look, I'm not playing or I'm not downplaying CDC and Unity Party popularity. That's not my argument. My argument here is whether you were to recycle, then you will not get results from both of them. That's what I said. And it's not that they don't know what's happening in the country. They just don't have the expertise and the technical know-how to get the job done. That's what the problem is. If these people have solution to Liberia's problem, they will have shown it. From we are 6 years to Joseph Barker, now we're running, before January, we'll be running to the year number 3. The reason we cannot get the result, and the same people, they confuse voters. The reason they keep complaining because, like I said, their emotion is stronger than their logic. Their heart is stronger than their brain. Because they know, they're seeing it, they are living it, they will complain. But yet, they will still go and make the same old decision. So, Luis, my argument is I can never, in any way, shape, or form, downplay the popularity of the Unity Party and CDC. And the only reason, because I know the voters they are dealing with. And you said the same thing. It's all about the voters. The people who are suffering the most are the ones that keep elevating these politicians. The problem in Melbourne, in Liberia, is the politician cannot operate without a voter. The voter happens to be the first line of operation. So when people say, oh, the politician can fool, I said, no, the politician don't fool you. You fool yourself. The politician is only reacting based on how you are operating in the country. When they know that you can think with your heart, then your brain, they will do things that will appeal to your heart. So the politicians are not bamboozling you. They are not fooling you. You who happen to be the voter, you who know their strengths from their weaknesses on election day, you are the one that keep playing yourself, and the politician is only reacting. Because I want to call you got to be in tune, you got to be in line. Remember, if I came to your house and everybody in your house happy and the merry making, I got to join you guys and because I can't be crying, right? When I see everybody around me, I got to play with the tune of the kind of a condition.
I like that more.
That's just why it is. So politicians are only adjusting. You are the one fooling yourself. That's it.
And I think more quickly, I think our people, they just love the other entertainment aspect of it, the entire politics. I think that's what they want. I think that's what they love most because they don't care about their life moving forward, like you said. You're right, because if they care, my brother, every day that capital building will be parked. Even as to what happened with the say no to drugs campaign around that they were doing back to back.
Yeah.
But because everybody has sides, everybody had to take their side. Who want to keep, I don't bring the devil and I don't dress the devil. All you come and say.
But maybe hey, common sense. How can you claim somebody is fooling you when the president can become a nobody without your consent? You are the one that elevate to make them politicians. It means they are worthless and useless without your input. So how can somebody without power, you can claim that they are the one, the people fooling, or no, they are not fooling you. You are the one that is fooling yourself. My man, I'm going to got a big in the La Liga that we Atletico Madrid and Barca will soon be starting. So
exactly. Good night to all of you, our people. Thank you so much for always following us. And indeed, Liberia is all we have. Think Liberia, build Liberia, and love Liberia. Good night from our end here on the Sktv show.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Foreign people who waiting to sell. Blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the parents from there. The welcome and life without again.
A lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris, who make you again Sktv venue. Say my journey, Tina get I say my yamo. And yes, I know money, and I go. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the biggie, and I don't get it now. So she walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who waiting to sell. The flesh that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise from best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Backwater, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.